So let's take it back to Super Lap Battle 2020. Went back with high hopes to push our record a little bit deeper from 2019.
This car itself, I mean, I don't know if you remember watching it last year, but they set the fastest time here by a large margin.
The very first day, we broke a drive shaft.
Oh, we got Cole pulling off. He must have had a warning light. We got a little bit of smoke.
Super uncommon for these cars, not typical at all, and it unleashed a whole heap of other issues. I can't name another time where I've gone out to try to put down a lap and haven't been able to put down a lap.
Next time, right?
Sorry I woke you up so early for that. You probably could have slept in for the first session. Session after session, day after day, at the end of the event, we had nothing to show for it but a broken car still.
We saw Cole have his worst event ever.
We chased electrical issues, batteries, wiring harnesses, fuel pumps. It was tough. It was really, really tough for us. And we exhausted all of our resources and went away from that event with our tail between our legs.
Everything went wrong for them. Cole just broke everyone's heart.
Just trying to put down a lap. Sad for everybody.
Sydney coasting to a stop right now.
Not able to put down a lap. Back into the pits.
Pretty heartbreaking.
Put down a lap. The entire event's Cole Powelson.
Tried everything to just do a lap.
Our future wasn't looking bright. We left Super Lap. We knew the budget was gone for the car. We didn't see any other events on the horizon, and it needed everything. It needed the engine refreshed, the gearbox gone through. It needed new wiring harnesses that had burned up in a previous small engine fire. And so that car continued to sit until essentially Christmas. As kind of the whole world sat on pause, so did Sydney, and so did the program. And it drove me nuts. I called up two of the most instrumental people on this deal, and is Casey Barrett, very familiar with the car. He's been with the program from the beginning.
Cole texted me midday, said, "Hey, I got a project for you." Turned out that Cole wanted to give Kyle a Christmas present, and the Christmas present being the GTR running again.
I sold these drift cars, and for Christmas I got Kyle a present, a worthy present for once, and that was, hey, I'm gonna get this car back together for you, and we're gonna go to Super Lap Battle.
To be able to be part of something like that, literally a gift of that caliber, I was all in.
The other guy is Mike McGinnis, super capable engineer, R35 owner himself, and very familiar with all the systems that we have in place with this car that were not functioning well together, they're not playing well together. The commitment was there. The commitment was there to JD and the Super Lap guys. It was to the sponsors who had helped get us there. It was to Kyle, it was to Casey, it was to everybody who had been a part of this program. We were going to figure it out.
The last time the car was in my hands was loading it up in the container in Australia in 2015.
So at this point we had Sydney torn down to essentially a bare chassis and needed to rebuild it from there, and we relied on Kosmic Motorsports to build the transmission back up with a lot of the Judson components. T1 provided the engine, Magnus provided the dry sump system, AMS, all the turbo kit stuff that we needed, Garrett with the turbochargers themselves, and we were able to put together a pretty fresh car.
It feels good to get some loose ends taken care of that have been hanging out in the car for quite some time.
Casey had the car all ready. They wanted me to paint the engine bay, so I painted the engine bay, and then from then on, I helped with Casey as much as I could. knew exactly every single nut and bolt to Sydney, which surprised me. You know, I know he was there to originally build it, but for him to still know all that information 5 years later is pretty impressive.
Man, it is so awesome to be here at a Formula One racetrack. It's a bucket list track for almost every race car driver that I know.
We opened up with the first on-track testing that Saturday morning, first day of competition. A little bit of a rough start. Things were not in our favor right away. We fought some wheel speed interference issues with communication issues, and we were able to charge through that.
Throttle cuts under pedal overlap, so when I go left foot brake immediately, or I'm on throttle and trying to give it, it seems like it cuts power.
But at least we put a time on the board. I drove around the track slow, it was intermittent, but I did it for Kyle. He wanted to see time on the board because we had PTSD from the previous year of being there all weekend and not putting a single time up. So I put a time up, nothing to write home about, but we got something on the board and got a little bit of mojo to charge through these next issues.
Is ready to turn up the boost.
Ferris didn't waste any time at all.
All right, guys, not to cut off the 9 liters of fury, but Ferris just did a 2:08. That is 9 seconds faster than he has ever gone at this track.
The fastest lap time that we have seen at Super Lap Battle, which is a 2:07.
Yeah, he's within a second of Cole's time. So Cole, if you're out there, you got to stop doing shakedown laps, buddy.
Rolled right out of the gate with the 2:08, which is a second off of our record last year. Can't help but take notice of that.
2:08, I'm just blown away.
He's capable. Car's capable. He's a formidable opponent, and definitely the biggest threat to us at Super Lap for the overall win.
This is going to force Cole to really turn up his own wick.
We had work to do, so we put our heads down and knew what we had to do, knew that we had the pace to at least match our time from last year, but really we had a better car. There's no reason we couldn't go quicker, but until you go quicker, it doesn't matter.
Do you think we're going to see the LYFE GTR back out of the session?
I don't know. I mean, I know their car's up and running, but I don't. Oh, okay.
Speaking of which.
Excuse me, I'll just shut up now.
Cole Powelson back out in the LYFE GTR. Is not going to let Ferris Kortumi get anywhere near his lap time, and look, they are looking to put out a solid performance, and this car is amazing to hear.
You're hustling.
There is no way in hell that Cole just sat there and went, oh, no big deal.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that loud bang was him.
Looks like Cole Powelson is pulling off to the side.
Okay, guys.
Cook our second drive shaft. You know, the first one was last year, it was the first one of this year, and I knew exactly what it was. I coasted 10 feet from the previous spot last year of where it happened.
drive shaft blew again.
No way.
Yeah, it's too close to the wastegates. It just melts.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, good.
Okay, cool. I'll start finding one.
Well, it's going to do the same thing. We need to relocate the wastegates or just call it.
Okay, I'll just keep quiet over here about that and stuff. Well, yeah. What do you want to do?
What's going on? You alright?
Yeah, I just broke a drive shaft.
Broken drive shaft?
Yeah.
Do you still have steering and brakes though?
Drive shaft's not dangling, Cole? No. Drive shaft broke. I think we're done. It melted another drive shaft. So there's no point in putting another one on, he says. We got to relocate the wastegates. Already being over budget, it was literally a toss-up of donated effort.
We need an aluminum drive shaft. Does that exist?
It doesn't, and the reason is, in order to have similar to strength to carbon, the diameter has to be very large, and there isn't a whole lot of room. Casey kind of explained the situation to me. I do know a couple fabricators who could potentially rework things so that heat doesn't get on it.
We had our work cut out for us. I was bummed. I was like, we're dealing with the same issue. We don't have a good way to fix it here at the track. You know, it's a week's worth of work to do it right, but we're certainly not going to give up.
I was going to jack the car up and take some pictures from below.
Yeah, I'd like to see
And look at it, right? And see what kind of damage we're dealing with.
Yeah.
Boostlogic came in with the parts, and then there was a couple other individuals, some fabricators. They literally worked on the car in their own shop without us working on it. But I don't see too much damage. The gates look like they're still good.
That's great.
It was a bunch of people came together and made the choice of putting in another 12 hours of repair and reconstruction.
At this point, I've had this essentially 1.5 laps in the car. It's still not as dialed in as we would like, but this is time attack. We need 1 lap. It's got to happen now.
The fan favorite's going to be Cole's car. We just want to see it go fast. When you lay down a time like a 2:07, and that record holds for 2 years, and you know for a fact that record was laid down on a hurt motor, what can he really do with a car that's together?
We rolled in the next morning, about 4 hours of sleep, put the car back together, and ready to take a stab at it at the second day. First session out, we're stoked. We got the car together. We're feeling pretty good about it.
It looks like Cole's keeping the car clean, but he's definitely pushing it hard. There's no doubt. With all the aero this car has and grip, when he wants to change directions, it's like the car's on rails. It just immediately changes. And for a heavy car like a GTR to do that is incredible engineering and work.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, Yeah, we're not going to see a flyer, guys. All your times are wrong. Something happened. He's going to come into the pits right now. That was probably one of the most exciting 3/4 of a lap we've seen at this event, but dang it.
It was a shakedown session. We're on older tires, and did Mark tell you?
Should I tell them about me fucking forgetting to put gas in it?
Yeah, it's hard to talk about it without it seeming like you're not on top of it, you know?
Are we out of gas?
Yes!
I think we're out of gas.
Casey asked me if the gas was filled up. I said yes, it looked like it was 80% to me. I thought that would be enough. It wasn't. He came through, ended up running out of gas.
5:30 a.m. was as soon as we could show up at the track or whatnot. And yeah, we were working on the car, right, as you would, all the way up until first session. And there was just about 10 minutes left to go in the session. And, you know, Cole was sitting in the car as we were putting it down. And there was literally, you know, no time to do the usual preliminary checks. And the car turned up as much as it is now. It just consumed all the fuel.
We're humans, we make mistakes. We addressed all the major stuff, missed the simple stuff.
Cole had enough time out there to know that the car was in check, but we weren't able to complete that first lap. And he came back to the garage and he said, we got to put the stickers on it this next time out. It's got to go out on stickers. And at that point, we were confident in 100% tune-up, checking over the vehicle.
We were so close we could taste it, you know? I was like, just give me one lap. I need one lap. If we can build a little margin in this thing to get it to last longer, we can do this.
We gave it a Hail Mary.
We are definitely patiently and anxiously waiting for Cole Powelson to go back out in that LYFE Motorsports GTR.
The lap where he sheared that drive shaft, he was wheeling it. The car was twitching everywhere. He turned in the brake zones. He's making 4-digit horsepower now, and he's showing the world what the car can do. This is exactly what we were waiting for.
I think he just turned the boost up.
Come on, baby, hold together. he was absolutely flying.
Last turn, this is it.
Stuck with it, ran the lap to the very bitter end, and before I could even reach the end of the lap,
He just coached me.
He broke his record with the car breaking up down the front straight. He is coasting to a stop right now. Something broke, and he still did a 206.4. Cole Howson.
the all too familiar sound of the prop shaft letting go.
It was literally the shot heard around the racetrack.
Oh, coasting finish! Oh. Holy crap!
Look up at that board and saw that 6 standing there, and that was it.
Oh, I couldn't get the window open fast enough to start fist pumping.
Was he coasted across at a 206. So just imagine what the lap time would have been.
A couple seconds there from full throttle to hearing that pop, my heart sinks and I see the finish line and I'm just rolling towards it and I hit the pedal, like just hoping I can pedal the car there.
Woo! All right, we have seen the fastest lap time of the event. Congratulations to LYFE Motorsports.
Good girl!
That was a win to us. Regardless of how the event went, we pushed our record a little bit deeper. We did it on a car that broke premature. We did it on a car that hadn't been aligned properly or had good tires or even had a proper setup day.
Holy shit! You're the man, buddy. Oh, I'm so happy for you.
I'm not very good at a lot of things, but I can do one lap at a time.
It's not something to be proud of, but man, it's better than not putting a time down.
Ferris fought his own demons that day and was unable to best us, and gives us another year to fight and improve the car and come back stronger than ever for next year. And I've never thought that this was a sub 2-minute car until we did what we did that day.
In first place, the best smile in time attack, a new record, new overall, new all-wheel drive record. LYFE Motorsports with a 206.432, Mr. Cole Powson.
That car has brought so many grand memories to anyone that's been a part of it.
One perfect lap, you know, that's time attack. It wasn't pretty, but we got it done.